Not everybody can afford a Ferrari, but it doesn't make the Golf GTR any less fun. Roccat has taken that ethos and made this. Good afternoon and welcome to Turbo Tortoise Tech. If you're new here, I'm Reese of the 4-piece variety from KFC, or WookiE of the XXXL. And this keyboard, the Roccat Magma, is pretty much the same as their Pyro. They just took out the switch and the macro editing, but literally everything else is pretty much the same. It's got the anti-key, well, the anti-ghosting 26 key rollover. It's got 5 different zones for RGB lighting with 2 LEDs in each zone, and some of the best diffusing I've ever seen. The keyboard's look and feel is pretty much one of its best parts. The other best part about it is, even though it's a mechanical and maybe not, up to spec like that, it actually feels very, very good. It has got decent travel in the key, and it is a bit firmer than a mechanical switch for sure, but it's really not bad. And the thing is, this keyboard is 45 USD right now on Roccat. That would mean about 700 Rand locally, even with ANC tax included. Honestly, I love reviewing products like this because of that fact that not all of us have a huge amount of money to expend on peripherals and that sort of stuff. So for sub 1,000 Rand, this keyboard is actually pretty damn sick. Like I said, format-wise, it's basically exactly the same as the Pyro. No volume thingy up here in the corner. I really would have liked that Roccat. Obviously it'll push the price up, and this is trying to be as budget conscious as humanly possible. Another thing is they've got the thing to be very, very quiet. And even the stabilizers and stuff on the bigger keys are really well done. They're basically exactly what you get on the mechanical setup. So beyond the switch quality, everything else is kind of the same, and the build quality is similar like that. Everything on the bottom is rubberized as you would want it to be. The palm rest is rubberized, the keyboard itself is rubberized, and then the kickstands and the ends of those are also rubberized. Even the cable is rubberized and, well, quite convincing. It's quite long and quite thick. This is a very standard, no frills, no fuss. This is what you get, and with one of the best lighting systems I've ever seen, which you can customize in Roccat Swarm. Another really nice thing is they do have the Easy-Shift on this. So while you can't macro that key and get it to do a whole bunch of extra things on the Easy-Shift, you can just assign it as an Easy-Shift click key. So for instance, if you were to say play Dota 2 and you wanted to have your Q as your normal ability, plus be able to activate the first slot in your inventory, you could do that. And you could set it up so that Shift Q then presses 1 or whatever the case is. You could literally change whatever that is pushing. So you can still get quite a lot of flexibility from the product without any of the premium attached to it. Along the top of the keyboard as well are a set of media keys with a function setup. So like I said, it's almost exactly like the Pyro, except in this facet there's no volume slide over here, which I would have liked to have Roccat because it's super, super satisfying. But you can still get that on F5 and F6, so it's not really the end of the world, and it doesn't make the keyboard any better than it actually is. As a budget proposition, as a keyboard that's 700 Rand or less, there are mechanicals and stuff and cheaper variants of that in the market. But with this kind of build quality, with a 2-year warranty, I just don't see it. 700 Rand for 2 years is 350 Rand a year, which makes it less than R1 a day. So to be able to use something that's pretty damn good quality and not gonna break suddenly and just super well built, something that Roccat has done well is like how their finish is done. I mean, there's like 7 screws, 8 screws, sorry, on the back to hold the back plate towards the front of the keyboard for a thing that doesn't even have mechanical switches. It's really nicely overkill. And they've kept that flat deck as well, so you can just remove the keys, clean it, and then put them back. All around, this is just another stellar product from Roccat. There has not been anything that's come through from them that I've just thought this is bad, or this is build quality, or I've had an issue where I've literally just gone, no, this is rubbish. I actually had let me just put a pin in that, because when I got the Sin Pro Airs, I was like, 250 USD, these might be a little bit out. But it was actually an error, and they were 150 USD. And I was like, okay, now you just shifted it in so far into value. Like, it's crazy. Rockat's come back to market is really good. The value is super, super good. And I think they're being aggressive as they come back into market. And I think it's also the right move for them. A lot of people have lost, confidence in the brand and stuff. And making products like this with good warranty and keeping that support going. In the next 2 years, it's going to be a completely different conversation if they keep it up. I just think, Roccat, you've done another great job. This thing is fantastic. Magma, and also, let me just, one more thing about the lighting zones, right? So it's 5 different lighting zones with 10 LEDs in it, but you couldn't tell because of the diffusing. You can see where the zones are as the AMO goes across it, which is the best one to use, trust me. It creates like this beautiful pastel kind of effect as it does it, and it looks fantastic. I actually wish they had done this kind of backing on the other keyboard, just because of how it looks. Like, you lose per key lighting and a lot of things from that, but just look at it. It's so pretty. I would love this in mechanical. With a TTC switch, maybe at like 200-300 Rand premium, be out of control. The mechanical, it's okay. It's not going to be a mechanical switch. It's not going to have the same quality as that. But if you're looking for something quiet, that you just want to sit and type in, game on, you're not overly crazy enthusiastic kind of level, and you just want something that's reliable and decent, that looks good, this thing is sick. And I like that product scaling from Roccat, because just above that, you have the Pyro, which should be about 1.5. And while I say just above that, it is double in price. It's full mechanical, full backlit for 1.5. With this kind of feature set as well. They're just knocking it out of the park. Anyway, that's all I have for you in this review. If you have enjoyed it, please hit us up with a like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the flip side.
Found yourself a way out of this small town. Got a place at school you didn't hang around. Every day you're far away, these streets don't feel the same. Everywhere is painted with your name. I remember that I was